Back to my channel. This is AC Star Lord, or RKA Austin, and we're going to be talking about what I did and did not like about, well, mainly this is what I'm going to be talking about is the things I liked and the things I didn't like about Halloween Ends, and maybe some spoilers because people love spoilers. So let's get started. The things I did like was the aftermath, like taking time after the aftermath. That was fine with me. With Laurie and Allison just living together, taking their time, hanging out, enjoying life because Michael ruined everything for them. Killed Allison's parents, killed the only daughter that Laurie had, apparently. Because, you know, H2O doesn't exist in this. H2O, she had a son. Don't know what happened to him, but you get my point. They're living normal life. Allison has a job as a nurse, and then she has some creepy sheriff, Doyle. One of the Doyles is a sheriff, I guess, in Hansfield. She used to date him or something like that. Has him following her around, stuff like that. But no, she has a job and everything. And then Laurie's just trying to write a book like Sheriff, like the Sheriff Hawkins asked her to do, and kills. And then they have a little thing going on with because they have a conversation in a grocery store. And then people also blame her. I mean, of course, the aftermath part of it, people blame her, like that black lady in there that got stabbed in the neck with a big giant light bulb in her neck. Of course, she was going to blame her friend or her granddaughter or friend or her relative or whatever was going to blame her for her releasing her boogeyman out in the world from 1978. But those are the things I do like. I mean, of course, that's just what's going to happen. The aftermath is always going to bring some other things. The things I did not like was them introducing. It's understandable them to introduce Corey in the very beginning. Was fine with Corey, like he was a baby. I mean, he cut that family's yard here and there, asking them to babysit because they're going to a Halloween party and they're right across the street. Then the kid was acting like a little asshole, you know. And then Corey was a nice person. Then Corey gets locked in one of the basements, and then he gets accused of killing somebody, or gets accused of killing that kid. And the parents blame him. Everyone else in the town blames him, but it was an accident. I get the accident part, but them using him as a vessel for evil and him transcending into evil like Michael Myers normally, that's a normal thing that Michael Myers does. He took up most of the story, and you have Laurie and Michael take a back seat. That's the thing I did not like, is taking Michael and Laurie, taking them out of the back seat. I mean, the other movies never done that. I mean, Kills, I think Laurie took a little bit of a backseat because she was hurt, but that makes sense. She was in the hospital healing. She's older now. She's not like she was younger when she can instantly heal and then keep moving on. And Michael got a lot more screen time, which is good. But the other movies know that you have to give equal screen time to Laurie to Michael, or Michael to Jamie, or Tommy Doyle to Michael. What else? Even Rob Zombie's one I just recently watched. They gave perfect screen time to every character, even Laurie and Michael. And apparently his mom. Be like Hobo Myers in that one. The second one was listening to his mom like Jason. But anyways, Corey wasn't in those, but Corey got a lot more screen time in Ends, obviously. You get my point. And then here comes, and I get also, before here comes what I'm about to say, I get Corey's been pushed around and everything like that in the town because people had to blame him for being the new boogeyman. But, you know, it's don't need much screen time because then you show him meeting up with Alice and meeting Alice, and then they go on a couple dates, and then, you know, all that stuff, and then all that. And then you get the conflicts between her and Laurie because they don't kind of like each other right in the moment because, you know, she sees evil in him, and then, of course, you know, that leads off to something. So here's something that's also an Easter egg if you guys haven't watched it yet or you're going to watch it. But if you're going to watch it, don't watch this part of the video. But if you have seen this part of the video is great for you. So Michael lives in a sewer. So this whole time that, and even 1978 and maybe the other movies, but they only doing from 1978 and Halloween 2018 and Kills, he lives in a sewer. So when it's not Halloween and it's Christmas and Thanksgiving and 4th of July and all those other holidays that he doesn't need to be part of because they don't come, he doesn't come out in those holidays. You're telling me that he lives in a sewer and then he only comes out when it's Halloween. And he lives in a sewer, though. He lives in a sewer. So that's fine. That's an Easter egg. A spoiler for you. He lives in a sewer, he eats rats in the sewer. And then also, he's weak. I get that the town folk beat him up and kills, but he's weak, he's frail, and he cowers down when he sees, you know, Corey for the first time. And then he grabs Corey by the neck after that. Well, he grabs Corey the first time he sees Corey, he grabs him by the neck and transfers some evil. And then the second time he brings someone to him, he crumbles down and fear, like, you know. But when he starts stabbing him, when he starts stabbing the guy, he gets his energy back. Now that's what I liked. He got his energy back. He got his arm started, you know, getting stronger. He started getting stronger. But also, there's something I didn't like. Did he need to team up with Corey in one of the scenes in the movie? In one of the scenes in this movie, it was like Batman and Robin. Did he really need to team up? Because he didn't really need to team up with Corey at all. Like, he really did not need to team up with Corey at all. He could have done that himself. And even that connection with Corey, like, is a window after he kills that lady and his hand starts doing weird things. Now, here's something I did like. I mean, of course, it's a slasher movie. So Corey does do most of the killing towards the middle, towards the end of this, and the kills are great. But what I did not like is also, here's also another spoiler / Easter egg. Corey fights him for his mask and tells him, look, you're just a dude in the mask. Okay, Michael normally freaks out and like does a little twitch if you take his mask or whatever. And he normally gets you back. Well, this time he didn't get him back. He gets up like he normally does. He stands up like he falls down and he gets up like he normally does. You know, like, in the right position, he stands up. But you get my point. He sits up, and then he looks, and then you see a little bit of his face. Of course, some people are tired of that. I actually want to see his face. Now, that'll be a spoiler and Easter egg, and see what his face is. Hopefully, the next franchise, they'll at least show us his face once, because they did show his face in, what, 4 or 5? One of the two? Or when he was a young man, and he had a ponytail and everything. You did see his face a little bit with a tear. I mean, that was fine. It was younger, but I want to see what his face looks like when he got older and stuff like that. Or at least see his face once in a while. I mean, Rob Zombie wasn't afraid to show half of his face. But you get my point. That's the side point. He let Corey take his mask to lead him to where he needs to be. And he leads him, he leads him straight to Laurie Strode. Now, here's the part I do like. I do like the final battle scene. But the final battle scene could have been longer. And yeah. And most of the percentage of that was what in the marketing, so we saw most of that. And then they turned Michael Myers, and here's also a spoiler Easter egg. If you haven't watched this movie yet, don't also rewind through this scene or go see the movie. They turned Michael Myers into, after they put him on the kitchen table after Laurie and, after Laurie puts him on the kitchen table and then after Allison slits his wrist, they put him in that little machine at the junkyard and make him into hamburger meat. And then the whole town's happy and you give it a happy ending. And also what I didn't like was Allison like blaming Laurie, her only grandmother, about like, oh, how, you know, she doesn't like how blaming her, like, you just don't want me to be happy because I have found somebody, blah, 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 blah. But your boyfriend's actually doing evil things behind your back and killing people. And it took her a long time to realize at the very end when he saw the radio tower that he likes to go to on fire, and it took her like, oh, I knew he did all those things. Then how come you didn't realize that when you show up at the house and he was faking it? Because he was still alive. He was still alive. He was faking cutting his neck open or whatever. He was faking it, obviously. He's still alive. So why walk out of the room and then blame your grandmother for all that? And on top of that, like, Corey's like, if I can't have her, no one else can have her kind of thing. That's stupid, too. But, yeah. Those are some of the things I didn't like. Now, the stuff I did like was, like, again, the aftermath, the final battle scene, Corey, I guess, going a little bit into darkness, but not too much. He didn't have to take over the rest of the film. Because he even tells Michael, show me how to do this. But the stuff I did like was just the aftermath and them moving on, seeing them moving on. And then seeing Michael in this was not bad. I mean, the stuff that you see with Michael is good. That's also what I liked when you did see Michael. And what else? The happy ending. I like the happy ending, even though you don't think a Halloween movie like that should end with a happy ending, but it does. And it's good to see her move on. But also, something I did like is keeping her mask, keeping Michael Myers' mask as a trophy, just in case. You never know if he might come back, or maybe, you know, she just has it in her trophy case to have, and we might have, if Allison has future kids, like, this is someone that terrorized our family, and he's not here anymore, but I have his mask, and it's a trophy, and we move on from this. But, you know, you never know what they might have to spawn another sequel. But anyways, that's pretty much the stuff I did and did not like about Halloween Ends. And I hope you guys go see it. It's on theaters and Peacock. I highly recommend seeing it in theaters. It's probably better because the sound's better and all that stuff. But if you see it on Peacock, let me know if it's good on Peacock. Also, theories were, and when it's in theaters and Peacock, people thought that there will be a different ending on Peacock and there'll be a different ending in theaters. But yeah, but hopefully there's an extended cut. But anyways, like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully that will be a Jason movie. Well, it might be Friday the 13th, and then also maybe Black Adam as well. So see you guys in the next video. Peace.